Hello, welcome to The Remedy once again. It's a beautiful Saturday and I love you so much for always watching The Remedy, watching ATV, and trust me, as I always tell you, when you're here, you're on the right channel. So there is a lot of people here and there. Some are called narcissists, some are happy. Probably you're one of the people watching today. There are very many people out there living in self-denial, in denial in general. That is why we're here today, to talk about living in denial. Welcome to The Remedy. We're going to miss Claire today because she had an emergency to attend to, but I'm here with Claire, with Maki. So please welcome to The Remedy and don't go away.
You're watching a Hit TV, empowering you.
Thank you so much for coming back. You're watching The Remedy. We've actually just started. We're going to talk about living in denial. So, Maki, what do you understand by living in denial itself before we hit into it exactly?
Yeah, living in denial, I think it's when someone doesn't want to accept the reality. Someone is going through something, but they don't want to accept the fact that they're going through it. Yeah, so someone actually wants to protect themselves. They're protecting what they're going through instead of realizing they're actually
going through it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is like you are out of touch with reality. Running away from reality.
That's it.
Okay.
And Jenny, there are very many people living in denial, and most of them don't know about it.
Yeah, and we have also lived in denial. So by the time you realize, okay, there is denial. Most of us have lived in denial at a certain point. The way you get out of it is the most important thing. How are you getting out of that situation? Yeah,
and you actually have to first realize that you're living in denial, because there are these people who are there and they just want to justify themselves. They want to protect. When you tell them, Jenny, this is how you're behaving, like you have this behavior, Jenny just says, no, that's me.
Yeah, I was created like that. I was born like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Get used to me like this.
Yeah, it's the way I am. Yet you can actually change.
Yeah, you're just being a bad person, and you're denying the fact that you're being a bad person.
And you would never get out of self-denial or any denial, if you don't accept the fact that you are actually if someone tells you and you want to protect yourself. So you have to first realize, yes, is what they're telling me really real? Yeah. Is it a problem? Is it my behavior? Is it how I was created, or I can actually change?
But I think most of the times, by the time you say this is how I was created, you already, like, you know what I'm doing is not okay. People are not okay with it. We have talked about this. I remember Claire talked about some habits that people have, things, some simple morals that you can change. If you didn't watch that show, you go back, please. Just search for The Remedy TV and you can watch. But if you, by the time you realize that what you're doing is not making other people happy, if you start shielding it with how you grew up, how your character is, and you're very okay with it, trust me, I feel like you're not doing the right thing. You already know that you're not doing the right thing, and you're just in denial.
You're in denial. And when someone is in denial, actually there are three types of denial, Jenny. Do you know them? Okay, there are three types of denial. There is denial of denial.
Okay.
So denial of denial is when you really don't want to think about the denial. You don't want to know that you're going through the denial. Is when you don't want to know about it. You don't want to. You're avoiding knowing that you're in denial. Then there is denial of the circle. Now denial of the circle is when you don't want to acknowledge what you're going through, like what's happening. You can't acknowledge what's happening. And then there is denial of responsibility. Is when you don't want to take the responsibility to change. To accept what you're going through and then change.
This is like what we have been talking about. Isn't that what most of us are doing, you guys? And there is a lot of denial. Is addictive. It is very much addictive. But before we get into the deep topics, we want to first know, why do some of us go into that denial, self-denial? Why?
People have different how do I call it, different ways, everyone has their own life. So there are some people who have fear. So when you have fear, you end up going into denial. So this you fear a certain person. Maybe I fear Henry. So when I fear Henry, I'll deny myself. Like, I will not tell him, Henry, I'm not comfortable like you shooting like this. Henry, I'm not so I'm denying myself because I have fear. I fear Henry. Yeah,
and it's not right. Why would you fear a fellow human being?
But people do. Like, you have a boss,
Is
your
that
manager.
fear, or you're just okay. I feel like that you're just not confident.
Oh, yeah. I think
But
something like that.
There is no human being is supposed to fear. You're just not confident about yourself, about the things you're doing. If I know that I'm doing the right thing, and maybe Henry is not doing the right thing, I am supposed to tell him you're not doing the right thing.
Insecurities, self-insecurities. People who have insecurities are mostly the people living it in denial. Why? Because you're insecure about something, and maybe you think you're not cute, and you think guys are not coming to you because you're not cute. Even the ones that come to you, you just feel like they are lying to you. If Henry tells you, Jenny, I love you, you're like, but I'm ugly. Why would Henry love me? So you end up, because you're insecure about yourself, now you start living in denial.
Yeah. But there is a way the society has drawn us closer to denial. Most of the times you don't even know the right people to talk to when you're facing a problem.
Yeah.
Or maybe there is a certain way you have approached a certain problem and it didn't come out as you desired.
So you decided to just chill everything.
You're like, you know what, anytime something happens to me, I don't, we've had very many friends who are like that.
Yes, I know.
I don't have to talk to anyone. I solve my problems my own way. That whole thing is addictive.
Because probably these people judge you. Like, when you tell them,
because you've just talked to the wrong people.
Exactly. So the people you've told, like, for example, you're telling people, you know what, me, I always feel like I'm the bad one in a relationship, and everyone is telling you, yes, you are the one. Why would you do this? Like, they show you that you're actually the problem. So you feel like you shouldn't talk to them again. And then you've been there and you feel like, okay, you ask for help from people, and these people don't help you, all of them. Like, you're asking for financial help, and everyone just says, no, we're no good, we're also broke. Or
maybe you come and talk to someone, you're telling them about your own problem, and before you know it, the person is just talking about themselves over and over again, and you feel like, okay, this is not the right person to talk. Okay, you should always feel like this is not the right person to talk to, but note that you're going to get into every situation by yourself.
There are these people who talk to like two people, and if those people do something, they just generalize. Like you tell me something, Jenny, about yourself. You tell me, I'm sick. Then I go and tell Henry, and go tell people. You again tell another friend, and she also tells people. So you just perceive it that way. You say, you know what, everyone talks about me. Like, whenever I tell them my problems, they talk about me. So you decide not to talk to anyone. Say, I'm going to keep my problems to myself, because people talk about you when you actually
that's true. So the whole the situation of talking to some people and they're not there for you can make someone go in self-denial.
Yes.
And also the way we have been raised. I'm not encouraging pity parties here, as Claire has already said, but sometimes someone grows up in a in a family where everyone handles their shit, their thing by themselves.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to run to someone. And maybe they have grown up like that. They think it's the norm. That is how it's supposed to be. And when they grow up, things are hitting them so hard that whenever it hits them so hard, they just shield themselves back and they start, okay, whenever something is happening to you, it is bad.
Yeah.
If you do not accept it, you're going to replace it with something else.
Yeah.
Certainly. So you're either going to replace it with alcohol, you're going to replace it with hating, you're going to replace it with
Anger.
depression. Yeah, and it all leads to depression and your mental health, your mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
So also that, but when you realize that I am doing this, it is always hard by now. It is never easy for you to know that I'm doing this because of this.
Yeah.
You get, like, you find yourself doing this, and it is always the easy way for you to get out of it. Like, you're having a problem and you always solve it your own way.
Yeah. So
I've been in a situation where like my friends call me whenever they have a problem.
Yeah.
Whenever I have my own problem, I have no one to tell. Like, I call you and the first thing we're talking about is your problem.
Yeah.
And I can't, so that whole situation makes you feel like, okay, is this, you're passing in a situation that you're saying, is it so bad? Can't I move on?
Yeah.
Like, but it's actually killing you inside. So it happens.
And Jenny, there are these guys like who date. So when they date like two people and those two people are acting the same way, almost the same way, especially on the girl side, this one she will date a dude, and then this one cheats on her. Then when she gets into another relationship, they also cheat on her. So she just takes it like every man
like,
cheats. That's why you're hearing girls saying, all men are trash. And Henry is not.
Okay,
Henry is not
sure.
trash.
He is very happy. For that matter, we are definitely going in a very, very short break. You guys, please stay tuned. Keep watching. AIT is just the best channel. We are almost coming up with an AIT Media app. Anytime it's going to be on Play Store, just now you're going to enjoy this one. So let us go in a very short break. We shall be back.
You're watching AIT TV, empowering you.
Welcome back from that short break. Thank you so much for being patient with us, for always tuning in, and if it's your first time, welcome and happy birthday to all the Mice babies. We're Happy Women's Day again. We are still celebrating women in this month. Yeah, so we celebrate you. We love you so much, and one of the best things I thank God for is making me a woman. Yeah, I don't regret it any day. Even Henry is happy about that. So, happy Women's Day, happy Women's Month. We love you so much. Thank you so much for always tuning in on The Remedy on AIT TV. Beautiful programs, always and always. We want to greet everyone who is watching us. How is your evening? We love you.
Have you subscribed?
Yeah, if they haven't subscribed, they need to subscribe.
Please.
Like, they need
Down
to
there.
share. Yeah, and you can always comment about what you want us to talk about. I scream about it every day, but you guys have refused. So let us talk about anything we want to talk about. We're talking about living in denial, and we're still talking about what we think are the
Causes
reasons
people actually.
for why people are living in denial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about how sometimes the society can actually cause you to be in such
And
denial, and how your background, how you have grown.
I think the society plays the biggest role.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, the society, because it's always the people around you that make you go into self-denial. Like I told you, like if I tell you something and you go talk about it, you are part of the society and you're making me go into self-denial, because I know if I talk to anybody, if I tell them my problems, they're going to talk about them.
Yeah.
They're going to backbite me. So yeah.
Yeah, and even the way we handle when you hear someone's story, what they're passing through, and maybe how they want to handle. Are you giving them the right advice? Or are you giving them the bad advice that is going to make them realize, okay, I don't think I need to talk to people.
And Jenny, as we celebrate women, it's a Women's Week. So as we celebrate women, very many women are living in denial in their homes because they don't want to talk about their problems. They don't want to share with people, with friends, with relatives, to tell them what they're going through, and they're being mistreated. Yeah, you find the husband doesn't sleep at home, the husband doesn't fulfill the
needs.
Bedroom needs.
Okay.
You find he doesn't actually even cater for other needs, like basic needs. So you, and this woman doesn't want to talk about it because she feels like she's backbiting the husband. She feels like she's exposing the problems. So they end up living in denial, and she can't talk to the children. She's just there.
And when she comes to public, we're seeing a happy couple, right? Yeah, that is the denial.
Yeah.
It is not good, really. And another issue is actually the acts that we do. Sometimes you're doing something and you're sure it is bad. You're even seeing the effects, but people are bugging you. It is bad, and you want to prove them wrong. It is good. We can talk about addicts, for instance. Addicts. Most of the addicts, I have seen one. Most of the addicts live in denial. The more you tell them stop drinking, it is not good for you, the more they want to show you that it is okay. Like, it is okay. I know how to control my liquor. I know how to control my drugs. They want to keep showing you it is fine. I'm okay.
And they even tell you, I have money. I have enough money. I can buy my own drinks. I'm not begging. So I'm fine. It's fine.
So I think one of the most cause of their denial is the people around them. If you keep pushing him and showing him what he's doing is not right, criticizing them, it is going to push him down and deeper. I think the most important way to deal with such a person is not criticize. Don't criticize them.
You actually
show
talk
them that
to them.
you're there for them.
Yeah, you tell them
what
you're doing is not right, and I think you could do this and this. Like, you give them solutions. You give them advice instead of criticizing. You just come here like, Maki, for you, you're a drug addict. Maki, what you're doing? You're not supposed to be in the society. You're not supposed to be working with us because you're living like this. You're criticizing someone, and they will show you it's right. They will keep there.
They want to show you, whenever I drink my liquor, I'm in this.
I'm sober.
I'm in this way, and I'm okay with it.
And
so the best way you can really deal with it is, first of all, know why they're drinking, and sometimes even no cause. Maybe they just found themselves into it. But criticizing such people, they're already in denial. They feel like what they're doing is right, though it is not right. The best thing to do is not criticize. Don't criticize them. Some will be at their side, and find professional help for them. And
Jenny, there are these other people also who keep pushing people. Judging. Like, you see, Jenny is not getting married. She's 28, and you start telling them, hey, but why can't you find a man? You're grown. This is the right time. Hey. So when you start telling them that, and maybe there is no one talking to them, what do you expect?
They're just going to become desperate.
Because there is no one talking to them.
Another thing, Maki, I have friends, and some of them will forgive me. Girls will like being in denial. Relationship denial. But let me tell you, I have honestly, now that we're on the remedy, we're trying to be real here. I've also been there. Like, you feel like there is, maybe you've been in a relationship, it didn't work out properly, and you feel like, okay, no guy deserves this again, and then you're in denial. You start telling yourself, I don't need a relationship, I don't need the man in my life,
You've seen very many.
Doesn't want.
You've seen very many.
You go back home and you feel, ladies, I'm in your corner.
But that's the truth.
That's the truth. You reach home and you feel lonely. Or you're seated next to Maki and she has a boyfriend and they're talking and you feel sad. Because, okay, I'm alone. But you're the one, like, you're in that situation, you don't entertain guys in your life anymore, and we all know that you need someone to talk to. You need, there is that
our Ugandan girls are like that. Now, if they have a problem in a relationship and maybe they've separated with a boyfriend, you know what they do? Self-love. Hey,
I
knew
know.
me. Jesus is my own. So you find
Self-love.
yeah, self-love, and I don't independent. You know, boss lady, an independent woman, because they just want to justify. They want to show they are very okay with it.
Yes.
They're very fine with being single.
And they're making people abuse. We're independent women. Doesn't mean that if you have a boyfriend, you're not an independent
Exactly,
woman, right?
but most of them, after getting out of the relationship, because they start saying now independent. Being independent is okay. You find them bringing.
Yeah, I've even seen me
Just
with
find
a
themselves.
woman doesn't have to have a guy in their lives.
Yeah.
You guys, okay, it depends on what you want, but most of the times, from my own experience, you're in denial, honey. You need someone in your life. You're just saying I don't need anyone in my life because you probably met the right guy now, or you are like you have sealed all the doors for the nice people to come into your life because of something that has happened to you previously, which is not the right thing. And if I'm wrong, please tell me. But most of the times, you know that is true.
Because Jenny,
And even guys, some of them result to just, I don't even call it cheating, to just having moments, you know.
yes,
Because some lady has broken your heart. You loved once. I've had some stories. You've loved once and she broke your heart, so you decide to meet one night stand, let go, meet another one. You're not like commitment issues.
Yes.
Because you're in denial. You don't want to believe that you actually need someone to love you fully. Like you need someone to love you, and anyway, it ends with age, I think.
and you know, Jenny, it was mostly on boys on the men's side, but girls have started doing this as well. If they've separated with the boyfriend, or maybe they've been in a relationship like twice, and they now know men are like this, so they also opt to just sleeping with men. This one comes, you just know this one doesn't love me. We can have a moment
We can
and
have
just
fun. I need money and fun, and then we move on. But that is not the right thing. It disturbs you mentally.
yeah.
I think it actually disturbs you mentally. Oh God, the sun is too hot this evening.
Yeah.
We're going in a short break. It's because of the sun, trust me. And we shall be back.
You're watching a Youth TV, empowering you.
Hello, you're still watching The Remedy. It's a nice weekend. When you're here, I told you you're on the right channel. We're talking about living in denial. We love you so much for still watching. We are celebrating the Women's Month. So if you're a woman, enjoy with us. Like, share, subscribe, share with other women. They need to watch this. Share with your men. They need to watch this. And let's go into the chat, right? We're talking about living in denial. We talked about what makes people live in denial. I'm sure we did not exhaust it. It is because of time. We don't have a lot of time, but you can drop a comment.
Yeah, they got a hint.
Yeah, you got a hint. You can drop a comment and tell us what you think about the whole topic, living in denial. Have you lived in denial before?
And
If
have
been
you actually
affected-
got out of it?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you have gotten out of it, you could give us a testimony. One or two can learn from you. So it is always a good thing when someone hears and learns from you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Talking about why people live in denial after realizing that you're actually in denial. If you're watching the show, how can we break it? Because you didn't tell me. Have you ever lived in denial?
I think I have. Yeah, I think I have. I think most people have have lived in denial. You know, especially now in school. Yeah, in school, you know, there are these schools that put separate the students. They say now this class is for the bright students. This class is for the dull students. Now the kids that are the students that are in the dull class. Most of them live in denial. They cannot see these people discussing. They cannot see the bright people discussing, the bright students discussing, and they join. So it actually affects their performance because they cannot join the other ones and learn from them. Yeah. So, okay, I wasn't a dull child. I was, but
Yeah.
I think one time I missed exams, and then I performed poorly, and I was supposed to go to the other class. Yeah, and I remember that time I really didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to discuss.
So you were demoted.
Something like that.
You were the most.
Yeah, I'd missed beginning of term exams, so those ones contributed marks to so I declined. Yeah, and that's what happened. And I was living in denial because I didn't want to accept that they've pushed me now. I thought I was bright, now they're making me dull, and I didn't want to sit with those kids that were in my class before. Yeah, because I was feeling like now I'm now dull. Like you know, you understand? Yeah.
So you don't believe in yourself that much anymore.
Yeah.
It is actually mental. It is sort of a mental issue.
And sometimes when you get out of when the situation changes, because of course the next time I did better. I went back to normal, and when I went back to normal, of course now I also child the denial. Now I got out of cow.
Child.
Leave that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some people get out of the denial because what was causing it is normal, but some other people it's permanent, so they are the ones now supposed to do something about it, to
Actually,
choose.
most of the times the tricky bit about being in denial is that you do not realize that you're in denial. And things keep happening, you know, things keep happening, you keep shielding things, by the time you know it, you're depressed. If you don't get, in our country here, if you don't get really professional help, you're going to sink in until most of these things, actually, that is the start of addiction, that is the start of some very, very bad habits. Yeah, because you have lived in denial for so long that it has caused very many other characters in you.
Yeah, but
You don't like people, you have become a hater, you're hating on people who are fine.
you're even
not
hating on yourself.
Yeah, you're hating on yourself. Yeah, first of all, you feel you're not living the life you deserve.
Yeah.
So whoever seems happy because they're actually not that they're actually happy, but because they're dealing with their stuff.
Yeah.
And you have refused to deal with your own things, and you have refused to deal with your things, and now you want to hate on the people that seem to be fine when they also have their battles.
Yeah, and Jenny, we've seen these people, we've seen testimonies of these people who have lived in denial and how they got out of it. Yeah, you have to accept the situation for you to get out of the denial. We've seen testimonies, like we've seen fear. Yes.
I don't know if we have the right to say their names, but yeah.
But it's on YouTube. Like her story is on YouTube. She was talking to someone, but so I don't think it's not right to.
Well.
Yes, so I think it's okay because anyone can go and learn from it. If you're there and you're living in self-denial, you could go and watch the story and just know. Okay, she said. But yeah, we've seen people testify. They say I was in denial and I didn't want to accept, and I suffered because I went through a lot. I was battling alone with no one to help me. But when you realize that you're living in denial, what you do, these are the people that go to rehabilitation. Yeah, and get to know. And there are steps, Jenny, there are 5 steps.
Of accepting that you're in denial.
Yes, of acceptance. Like for you to accept you're in denial and get the solution, there are 5 steps. First, of course, you have to go through the denial.
Definitely, you have to realize.
You have to go through. You're in denial now. So the next step is anger. You start getting angry. You're reacting to everything. Like you're angry at everyone. Like you were saying, you're hating on everybody. Like everyone, someone does something. If you're a man, you're saying, women, no. You start hating on them. So after getting angry now, you go into depression. Because you're angry now, you're not talking to anyone. Everybody's judging you now. They're saying, Jenny has bad characters because of the way you're acting. So now you go into depression. You're thinking, you're alone, you're suffering. So after going into depression, you now start bargaining with yourself. Like, now, is this how I'm supposed to live? Is this me? Am I supposed to be here alone? So you start bargaining with yourself. Now, the time you start bargaining is when now you're accepting. You're going to accept. Because when you bargain, like, yes, I'm going through this.
With that whole process, it is not timely.
Yeah, it's not.
It is not timely. It's not that you're going to wake up and realize, oh, I'm in denial.
Then in the
Get out of
evening,
it, so
yeah.
it might take like a whole lot of process.
Yeah.
So I feel like you need to realize first, accept you're in denial, and realize, figure it out by yourself. I hope this show actually helps someone.
I hope it does. I hope it does.
Yes.
And if you think you are in denial, if you think what we've said is what you're going through, and you want us to talk more about it, to tell you, to give you experiences of different people, of us ourselves, you could drop a comment and tell us what
tell us
you
what
want.
you're passing through,
Yeah, you tell
or
us
how
what you're
you
going
think
through,
things
and
should
don't
be handled.
and don't fear, because if you do, you'll actually be living in denial.
Denial. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
very true. And most of the people, actually, most of the narcissists in this world are living in denial. You've seen these. You've had friends who think, first of all, they are the only ones that matter. You should be able to call them. If you don't call them, you don't love them. But for them, do they call you?
Yeah.
Do they call you?
Yeah.
Their issues are the ones that matter. But yours, do they matter?
Yeah.
Like, it is all about them.
Because when they run to you, you rush to help. But when you run to them, they just tell you.
You don't even run to them, because you've had friends when your friends today, next month she's mad for a reason you do not know.
Yeah.
She's mad at you.
Yeah.
For reasons you do not know, and then after some time she's back.
Yeah.
She's battling with her own self.
Yeah.
You get, like, she's in denial for something, but we've had several.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've had such a friend. I have had.
Yeah, obviously.
And then
I've heard.
and then you realize, if you're not a kind of person who's patient, that your friendship is going to drift away.
Yeah.
You guys are no longer going to act the same.
Yeah.
You get, and I think sometimes when you overshield such a person, like, you're always entertaining in all their characters, you're not helping.
Yeah.
You're not helping. You need to let them get out of the shit. Like, they need to understand that what they're doing is not right. Like, for them, they're always, whenever they do something wrong to you, you should understand. But when you do something wrong, they should not understand.
They don't understand.
And then why? Because for them, they were created like that. You understand? Like, me, this is me. If you don't understand me this way, you're
It's
not
up
my
to
friend.
yeah.
Yeah, that is not the right way.
You have to love me the way I am.
Yeah, if you know you're not doing the right thing, and someone is finding it whatever you're doing a problem, get out of it. Stop doing that same thing. Learn to apologize. Accept that apologizing is fine.
Yeah.
There are some people who find it so hard to apologize if they've done something wrong.
Very many.
Yeah, very many, and it is not good, because why are you so hard? Why are you so
you know,
hard?
some of them feel like they're high. Like, how do I apologize to Jenny? You know, I have money. I'm a rich person. I'm beautiful. Why would I apologize to Jenny? So they feel high.
Anyway, yeah, sometimes it is actually the reason, but sometimes they're just too much into themselves. They're too much into themselves. They want you to post them all the time. They want you to remember the special days in their lives,
But they don't remember yours.
they don't remember any other person's special days in their life. Like, it is all about them. It is in them. You get it. And such a person, when life hits, it hits so bad. Like, yeah, because you're denying yourself a lot of things. You're denying yourself true friendship. You're denying yourself you're denying to realize that other people also matter.
Yeah.
Like, you are too much into yourself. It is not good. It's not a good trait at all.
Jenny, this problem is affecting most people in their homes, at their workplace. Like, it affects them because the other one perceived something in a way, and now they apply it to everyone because they're now in denial, and they can't talk about they can't talk to anyone. They can't. So they end up now blaming everyone, not connecting. Now, like, a man will get married after they've broken his heart. Like, they just get married because they're supposed to get married. And now this woman suffers from their denial. They cannot tell the woman, I've gone through this and I feel like women are like this. He will just get married to her and keep doing things that will affect this woman.
And
Now,
you see, the whole deny is that he does not know that that he's punishing this woman for what
she
he has
didn't do.
passed through.
Yes.
He doesn't know. He's just doing it, but he doesn't know that he's punishing the woman. For
and
what
he
he's
doesn't
doing.
even talk to
So
the
it's
woman
the
about
whole
it.
denial.
Yeah,
he doesn't talk about.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I think, by the way, we've talked about this before. When you talk about something,
A problem.
there is a way it is almost like halfway solved.
Yeah.
You feel some
Problem.
relief. That is why some people say that men are more likely to suffer from depression than women.
Yeah.
You get, because for us women, everything that happens to you, you see, if I'm mad at you right now, Maki, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to like literally bring it out there. I talked about this the other time on the show. But a man is going to keep it to himself. Most of the time they're not out there. You either learn how to read them. You know, he's acting like this maybe because he's not fine. And if you're a nagging woman, you're going to push him away. Okay, there is just the way we are different.
Yeah.
I will emphasize this almost every time we do the remedy, so that we get to realize that men and women are different. That way,
Different creatures.
yeah, we're different creatures. The way we think, the way we
Do our things.
Yeah, so as we celebrate Women's Day, women, let us learn how to treat men different from the way we treat our fellow women.
Yeah.
Like for real. Yeah, the way we handle situations is not the way men handle situations.
And you
Yeah.
see most men drinking, becoming addicts, and you're like, the other man is an
Even
addict.
women
Do you? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, even women do.
Yeah.
If you watch that story, if you were talking about, she talked about how some people get problems. I don't want to talk about specifically. Some people get problems, and they, as we had talked about it before, they opt to drugs. Some people even get addicted to music, some kind of music. You want to only whenever you have a problem, you only want to listen to music, and it takes away your problems. I have I don't know if it's also sort of some denial, but me, even right now, if I have something disturbing me, I don't want to have even a minute of free time to think about it. I will make myself as busy as
Oh my
possible.
God, that is a serious denial. Because
Is it?
yes,
Well,
because
I think it's
denial.
one way of handling
No,
things.
when we are defining what denial is when someone doesn't want to accept what they're going through. They are protecting themselves from.
Let me tell you,
Jenny, they are protecting themselves from what they are going through, from the problem. Now you're going through this problem, but you're protecting yourself.
I
You
have
want
had
to-
a problem,
Yeah.
right? Talk to someone, we've talked about it. I don't feel like I should sleep on it and drag on it until it stresses me to the worst point. I've had a problem, talk to someone, feeling calm, but I don't want to. Well,
when I
face
tell
it a lot.
when I tell you go through denial, you get angry, you get depressed. Yeah, it's a long process, but it could even be when you have that kind of denial, like a small one, the one you're talking about. So you get angry when you have that
how
problem.
How do you deal with the problem?
How you deal with the problem?
I
You
feel like-
actually have to exhaust it.
Let me tell you.
You have, you know me how I deal with my problems. I know now this problem. What has caused this problem? Why did it become? Why did it be like this? And so, what solution? What should I do to remove this problem? And then
And after let me tell you. Let me give you a scenario.
Yeah.
What should I give? Anyway, something is affecting you so bad.
yeah.
You thought about it. You cried about it, because some of us are really crybabies. You've talked to a real good friend, or like someone, or you've even sought for professional help. That told you what you're supposed to do. That is a solution, right?
Yeah.
Or you've also thought about sometimes you even know what you're supposed to do to get over it. Or sometimes it's too complicated, you don't know how to get over it. And you've done that. So you're waiting for better things to reveal themselves, right? When you sleep, you realize you're thinking about the same thing. When you sit alone, you realize you're thinking about the same thing. I feel like you're dragging the problem with you, along with you. Feel the problem, work on it, get up and move on. That is what I feel like. Okay, sometimes after knowing that I'm supposed to do this, I'm doing it. I don't have to wait for miracles to happen when I can make some miracles in my life. You get? If I know that Henry's in town, let's go and have a drink. We are going to jazz and I will forget at least for a minute. You get?
Jenny, that's how you get addicted.
No, I'm not going to get addicted.
If you go, the next time you have a problem, you also go back. But
I'm not perfect.
Jenny, you see these
I'm
people
not
who are.
perfect, but I don't feel like you should throw yourself a pity
Have you
party
ever been broke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heaven has been broke.
If someone is broke for a long time, you know, they also end up into denial.
No, you cannot deny that you don't have money, honey. You don't have money.
Jenny, you've not lived with people who don't want to join others. Like,
let me tell you what
Maki,
is
can you join
happening.
us? No.
You know
And
what
when
is
you ask
happening?
them, when you actually become friends with them, you get close to them, you ask them, like, I can't go to places when I don't have money.
Is that denial? Let me tell you something. I would do the same. I don't want to feel like I'm a parasite, first of all. If I went with you without money, that means you're paying for everything. I'm not that kind of person. I want to pay for my bills sometimes. You get?
Okay.
Yeah. So, and trust me, we're talking about the society here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you guys. All of you are having money. You're paying for your bills, and I'm going. You guys are like, this one can't pay. Like, I no, she's right. Yeah, I don't go anywhere without some
Jenny.
money.
So what
feels
if
uncomfortable,
okay, you're
and
not
you
working?
also would get tired.
Jenny, you're not working, and these people know you're not working. Yeah, you don't have any other source of income. They know about it, and they call you. They're like, Jenny, join us. But because for you feel like you're becoming a burden to them, when sometimes you're not even a burden to them, they're your friends. Because your friends, like me, I understand my friends.
I don't know if we're understanding the meaning of denying. You're not denying the fact that you're broke. You're actually accepting that you're broke and staying home. You're just insecure that you're going out there, and then you're saying it feels bad. If you're not comfortable with something, why would you do it?
So we said insecurity. I mean, insecurity is part of denial.
If you realize that you're not denying it, you're insecure. Oh my God, I'm insecure. Are you denying it?
And you remain inside. You don't talk to people.
I feel like me personally, honestly, I would do that exact same thing. You wouldn't call me right now. Let's go out when I don't have a dime. What if you guys left me and I'm going back home? Something happened. How am I going to help myself? You get it? Like, yeah, and I would tell her, okay, I can't come.
So for how long will you do that?
I will have to look for money.
And if you
and God has blessed you, so
oh my God.
Anyway, I wish we had all day. Now we are out of the whole denial, but we need to understand denial. There is a difference between denial. There is a difference between depression. There is a difference between being insecure, being not confident. Only that sometimes they come hand in hand. You get? So if you're having a problem and you realize you're having a problem, you're not denying, but you're dealing with it in some different way. The only way it will become denial is not even realizing you have a problem. You have a problem, but you don't want to accept that.
You might even realize the problem, but you don't want to accept that
that is my problem.
Yeah, that is a problem. You just want to protect yourself from it. You're protecting yourself from the problem. You want to feel like no, I'm this, yet you're that.
But honestly, you guys tell me, would you go out with some people, even girls? I don't encourage you to go out with a guy without money.
And tell us, for how long would you be inside because you don't have money?
No, you don't have to be inside.
You have to be outside.
Have money. You have to look for the money, honey. Trust me, these streets are not easy.
Jenny, let me ask you.
Let me tell you.
Let me ask
I
you
know
this.
what you're going to say. It is not
Are you
easy
serious?
sometimes.
Are you sure?
Okay, I'm not sure. Oh my God, I'm not sure, but I know the line. It is not easy. Sometimes we have different chances.
Yes,
right?
we do.
Have different. So I was in the same line. We have different chances. You don't know when you're going to get money, but trust me, money is not going to find you in your bed.
It's good.
Out. If you're lucky, but if you know that you're broke, if you're someone who makes phone calls here and there and then it finds you in your bed, it can.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who is a hustler like I am, you get out on the streets and make money.
Jenny, would you wake up would you wake up now and just go on the streets
trust me, we need a remedy day for me to come and tell my story. You
Okay.
guys, yeah.
I hope you were not walking on the streets and you met Henry and
No. But,
Yeah.
but no, we've hustled through life. I'm telling you. Me
Yes,
as an example.
yes, but
so you do not sleep. Trust me. Stop denying.
and
you do not sleep
and
on
that's
your
why I'm
bed.
telling you, if people call you out, you could go, because that's where you actually
I can
find
go.
opportunities.
If you're calling me for good opportunities, you're calling me to a bad year.
No.
Going to spirit.
Yes. Do you know how many people have been connected through bars?
What
Ask
they
me.
have? They
Ask
have.
me.
But me personally, I'm not in denial. But
Yeah.
lucky, don't call me when you know I don't have money. I am not coming.
Oh my God, what kind of friend is this? I'll call Henry.
Call him. Oh, what a show! We just adjust. Okay.
But
Thank you so
That's
much
me.
for watching.
that's me. That's how I
You
was
were born like
created.
that.
I was born like that. Yeah.
Oh my God! It is not good to to be like that's me. And so please, if you want to get out of denial, you can share with us the tips you're going to follow from now, and we'll be ready to help. Maybe we can share them before starting the next show, so that good testimonies. And trust me, get out and hustle.
Yeah.
It's not easy, and COVID is still real, so please, masks, social distancing, and don't handshake people yet. But we're still hoping that days are going to get better. Thank you so much for watching The Remedy. We love you so much. Till next weekend, you're on The Remedy. You're on AETV, empowering you.
You're watching a Youth TV, empowering you.